Hey everybody, it's Missy again. Thanks for joining me today. I have a new layout for a Flair for buttons, and it's been a while since I've made a video for this design team, and so I thought I would do that today for this layout. So I picked out some of my stash that I have not used in a while, and this collection is not that old. It's the Happy Place collection from Fancy Pants, and I bought it a while ago and just never got around to using it. So I thought I would use it today. And I pulled out 4 Flair from my Flair for Buttons Flair stash that I thought would coordinate well with this. I like the aquas, the red, the yellow, and the black. And I only wind up using 2 of those, but I'm going to put those aside right now and show you my pictures. Those are some of my favorite kinds of pictures. Me and Paige just kind of trying to act silly and smile and be goofy, and I always try to take selfies of us together, and they just turned out really cute, and so I'm going to use those today. And I printed them in black and white because I feel like this collection looks really good with those colors because there's a lot of black and white in the collection. And I thought that adding the red and the aqua and the yellows would really make them stand out. So this is the paper I'm going to use as my background, and while it's busy, it's also a great background paper because the text is small and it's black and white, which is something that I like. And I'm going to fade out a lot of the middle part of this by using some gesso. And I usually use my hand, but I thought I would use a brush. And I like the way it turned out. I like the way it made the edges kind of hazy and faded. And what I'm pointing to here is a quote that I found on Pinterest, and I created it in my Silhouette software using a font that I cannot think of the name of off the top of my head. But if you want to know what it is, let me know and I will look it up. And I ran this through my Cameo after it was dry with the gesso on it. And it kind of gave me a little bit of grief later on when I go to peel it up, but that's probably because I tried to peel it up wet, and we'll talk about that when I get there. But it's all good. So all I'm going to do now is something that I do a lot. If you watch my videos, then you know this is probably something I do on every layout, is the packaging technique. I tried that once and fell in love with it, and I think I've done it ever since. And I just think it's a super fun, quick, and easy way to get paint or sprays or anything like that on your background. If you like that artsy, abstract, messy look, then this is a great technique to do. And it can be any plastic packaging. Anytime I take something out of the plastic packaging, I don't throw it away. I just cut it up into small pieces like this, and I have, you know, just a little bin of it on my desk, and I can just use it whenever, and it's the greatest tool. And I also use my brush a little bit just like that to kind of add water and do a little bit more smudging. So I pulled out some of my different colors of shimmers here. I've got creamies, inklings, one of the original shimmers paints, and I mainly just went for color. I didn't really care what type of paint it was, like if it had a shimmer or not. I just went for the color because this color scheme in this collection is different for me, and it's got some of that reddish orange coral bright color, and it's also got navy blue and then some yellow. So I wanted to try to match those as perfectly as I could. And I don't use navy blue a lot, especially in my mixed media backgrounds like this. I just find that it's so dark, and it's usually just not in the collections or the colors that I use. And so that's what I like about this collection, is because it challenged me to kind of get out of my comfort zone and use some different colors, and I really like how it turns out. So all I'm doing is just kind of covering where the letters are, and you can't really see them right now, but as soon as I peel this off, you'll be able to see the quote. And I've got it arranged in the bottom half of the layout, and then the top half is where my pictures are going to go. And so I'm just adding layer after layer of the paint just to try to achieve the colors and the shading that I want. And I'm just taking my time, and I know I've sped this up, but this is the part that usually takes me, you know, not the longest, but it takes me a while because I like to get it just like I like it. And then I like to bring the pictures back and put them back on top of everything and make sure you can still see all this paint, because I hate when I spend time doing this and then I cover it up with something. And some of it, of course, is going to be covered up. But, you know, if I can put stuff around where my pictures are going to go, then I try and do that. So I'm continuing to go. I'm keeping going. Like I said, this takes me a while sometimes. I'm going to add a little bit of aqua in there. And I really like how this is turning out. Even though it does kind of look like a hot mess right now, it does change once I peel it off the mat. Now here's where I ran into some trouble. I was very impatient and I did not wait for this to completely dry with all of the shimmers on it. And so I had to use my little spatula tool there. And the letters are so close to each other, some of the little connecting pieces tore, and I had to bring my scissors in and finish trimming out the little punched out letters. And it wasn't the paper or my mat, it was just me being impatient. And there's the quote, "Let me love you a little more before you're not little anymore." I thought that was so cute, and I think it goes with my pictures really well, because that's exactly how I feel. I'm always trying to love on my girls, and my oldest one is 10 now, and I still smooch on her cheeks like she's a baby. Actually, I do that to both of them, and they just deal with it because they know I'm going to do it, and I just love it. So I'm going to rifle through the 6x6 paper pad and the Project Lifestyle cards here. I'm just trying to get a variety of colors and patterns to back all these letters with. And I was going to do each letter a different one, but I decided just to do each word a different color. And here you can see I'm trying to have to dig out some of the little pieces that got stuck in there and clean out some of those little corners. But it all worked out, and I like the way it turned out. So I'm just going to take some time and use some of these papers and some of these cards and just back these words, trying to get a variety of color. I want some of the pink, the yellow, the red, the aqua, the navy. And I think it turns out really cute. And I'm just using my glue around the edges of the word and then sticking the paper right onto it. You can't mess this technique up. It's super easy. It just takes patience. You know, it takes some time to go through everything, but I know I've said this a million times, but that's part of the enjoyment I get out of this. I like making these backgrounds. I like fussy cutting. I like backing cut files, and I don't care how long it takes. I enjoy doing it, and so, you know, if it takes me all day here and there, then so be it. I don't mind it. So I've got the title finished. I love the addition of the navy blue. I think it really pops, and I love how that looks. And I love that quote. I think it's so cute. If you want some really good ideas for quotes and titles, get on Pinterest. I think I typed in cute girl quotes and just hit search, or fun girl quotes, or sweet girl quotes, daughter quotes. Just type in whatever kind of quote you want, and you'll find so many cute things on there. And that's where I get a lot of my quotes from. And you'll find the perfect one for what you're trying to say, usually. So now I'm going to build some layers of mostly these Project Life cards behind my pictures. I just picked out ones that shared the same colors that I've got already on the page. Some of the aqua, the yellow, the red. And I just want these colors kind of peeking out from behind them. I don't want them to be distracting or, you know, make anything look too busy. And I like how the background has turned out. Even though it was a busy paper to start with, you can see how it's pretty much toned down now, except around the edges, and it doesn't distract or detract from the pictures or the title. And adding that gesso helped tremendously with that. So these are the die cuts for this collection, and they come in these two 12x12 punch out sheets, and there's so many cute things on there that I wanted to use. However, when you have a big title like this and it's in a fixed spot, you know, I felt like that kind of completed the layout. And so all it really needed, once I get my pictures down, it only needs a little bit of embellishing, probably around the photos. I didn't want to add anything into the title area because it takes up so much space and it's busy in itself. I love those feathers and those flowers and the ampersands. So I'm definitely going to keep this collection close by and use it again soon because I love all of those little bits and pieces. So I fussy cut that geometric heart. I'm going to use that cute little red heart in the middle there, and then that little circle piece that says, "Oh yes," and then that little pink piece. It's a tiny tag. It says "Smiles," and then these are some of the little tabs there from the same sheet. Just going to layer a few underneath that picture. And my flare buttons are coming in. I don't forget about the flare buttons. But for this layout, I like to use them as embellishments and accents. And I definitely wanted to use the heart eyes emoji. I just think that is so cute. I use that so much on Instagram, and I just had to use it on this. And I'm going to use the little aqua one with the red typewriter over there on the left. And the typewriter one is from a set called Love You. And I believe the emojis is just called emojis. If you go to the A Flair for Buttons store and search emoji Flair, you'll definitely find the set of those. And like I said, the other one is from Love You Flair. And right now, Shelly is on vacation, so the store is closed. But she should be back soon, and it will be back up and running. And there are so many Flair sets in her store. It's crazy. There is something for everybody, and I mean everybody. So you definitely want to check that out because they do make the perfect embellishments. I'm going to add a little bit of foam underneath my pictures there. I've got that all kind of attached, so it's all one piece. I like the way the photos are kind of crooked and not straight. And I'm going to add that heart eye emoji right on top, glue it down. I'm going to add a little bit of thread under it. I'm going to layer that little red heart like it's peeking out from in between the pictures. I like to always add my little thread here and there just to give a little extra something, texture and color from behind the layers. And that's some aqua thread there on the right. That's some light pink thread behind the heart emoji flare. And then I'm going to add a little bit of navy blue over here on the left. And since I added the flare, I was trying to decide if I wanted to put the typewriter flare flat on the page or if I wanted to overlap the picture. And I decided to not overlap the picture. I like on the picture on the right where the heart eye emoji flare is, the way my arm is kind of circling around her, there's like this perfect little circle area that's open. And it was the perfect spot for a little circle, so I thought that looked cute. I love it when pictures just sort of work like that and you don't even plan it. You just discover it as you go. I add the "Oh yes" circle over there on the left. I'm going to make sure that that flare on the left is flattened, so I keep pushing on it. And then these are just some little cute, random, tiny white flowers that I thought I would add in. And it's kind of hard to see them on the camera, but you can see them a little better in real life. One of the last things I'm going to do is add some sequins, and these are from Spiegel Mom Scraps, who has the greatest selection of sequins ever. So check out Spiegel Mom Scraps. She's got a bunch of other stuff as well, but her sequin mixes are beautiful. I added a little bit of straight stitching right through each line of the quote, and I just used white thread just to add a little bit of detail there. And then finally, I'm going to use my pencil and just kind of give a shadow effect to the letters that are light in color so they stand out a little more. Because the red and the navy stand out, but there you can see them a little bit clearer. So that's the final layout. I love how this turned out. I think it's super cute. I love the title. I love that quote. And the colors in this collection are really, really fun. So again, it's called Happy Place. And Kim Watson designed it, and it's for Fancy Pants. And I definitely want to use it again very soon. So check out A Flair for Buttons store, and please let me know if you guys have any questions about anything. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. I hope you have a great week.